Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. Turning pain into power. That's today's episode actually, and it's quite similar to when I said healing through creativity. Because when it's turning pain into power, it's the expression in which the emotion turns into something of value that, or something of use and need that helps you in maybe along your journey or just in life, or you know I feel like you'll see me doing this. So it's like small to do's, small things. Yeah, this is how we do it. This is some managu, some terere, and some spinach from my dad's farm. Yeah, so niko tu hapa prepare for dinner, and I was like, you know what, this is me on Sundays, and I'm trying to figure out how am I supposed to balance this and time for recording, and I have to do all this and still rest. And I'm like, bro, we are going to do this together, because at the end of the day, this is what I'm doing. So turning pain into power, I will speak from my experience. And for me, ever since I was young, turning pain into power has been turning my pain, my emotions, and by pain I mean it's sad emotions, it's hurt, it's disappointment, it's anything that causes pain to a person, and then being able to transform that into something powerful. So for me, I feel like I have two mediums as a creative. One, it's just the overall one is being able to create, but as a, yeah, just the overall one for me is just being able to create. My forms are different, but the form that really allows me to either get to transform it into something powerful that in turn reflects back, or like helps me as Anjiro, as the being, who then again in tandem like affect Anjiro's being as an like well-being as an overall and a general person, whether as an artist, whether as a sister, whether as a whether as a sibling, whether as a daughter, whether as me as an artist, whether as me as a friend, whether as, all of those forms. I feel like for me, it's music. So all my pain, and to be honest, and my sanity is able to exist because I'm able to channel into that. At first, I had this. I'd say I had some conflict in accepting that sometimes the music even doesn't have to be released to the people, to the general audience, but it's just me releasing my emotions and my feelings and my pain into something that with time, as I'm on a journey of healing, as I listen back, I'm able to see this progress. So it's sort of like the way right now I'm just talking and I'm documenting, and I'm now sharing this. I've had to work through this different types of forms of healing or finding self, or I've had to try out so many of them to have led to me talking about this. And I'm talking about this, and also like I know I'm gonna look back, and by the time I'm seeing this, or like later in life, I'll be like, I'd have grown so much. Before, it's been in music, and I don't know, the most records really, I feel like even now when I'm saying I want to release my music, it's very vulnerable. I want to release my music is because it feels very vulnerable, because I have been using that medium as a way to release. I don't talk much to people. So when I'm in pain, when I'm overwhelmed, I'm always trying to figure out my way around it as me. I feel like life has put me in a position whereby my whole life, ever since I was young, I wasn't sure who to talk to. I couldn't see who's similar to me. I didn't think the people around me could understand me fully. So maybe sometimes I'd put up a facade, or I just nyamazia. And because you're always the happy kid, or you're always the very confident person, you're always the very strict person. So everybody, and then you kind of like have your life outwardly figured out, but that's not. It doesn't mean that's what's within, but doesn't mean that even within is dying. It's just that the more I lack to create, or I didn't get time to create, like I could notice the past 2 years when I was so busy with so many other things, the more I lacked time to do that, meaning I lacked time to release. What did that then lead to? It led to me being very overwhelmed, and I couldn't share my pain with anyone because I feel like nobody would understand. Kwanza, I'm a middle child, so sometimes I'm always like, you're always the left out person, but you're observing everyone else, and everybody in a way needs you, and you're like the glue between everyone. If tuseme una huwa kona beef, wewe pia ndio like into a cut point person when people go through to get to everyone else. So I felt like I already occupied that role ever since I was young, and then now I was different. And then so today I don't talk. Even if you're like, even my BFFs from even primary, I don't think they even really fully knew and understood me, or like, I think everybody around me has had an idea of me aside me. Like, I know me. So it's quite, it's sad, but it's me, but it's just life. When I look at it on this flip side, it's like when shit is crazy, when everything is feeling over, I'm the one who withstands the most, because I think it's like by nature I've been set to deal with things like that. So like, I'm the one who will continue moving like nothing happened. I'm the one who will just continue moving or redoing this, like retrying again and again, without feeling like giving up, or without feeling like, oh, if you're not moving with me, bro, imagine if you're not moving with me, then si lazima nitaendelea na nitapata na watu wangu. Just have that conviction and that resilience, just by default. And then also now, the more I've been able to spend time, ask questions, interact with people in my family over the years, by the way, recent, over the years, I've realized now, even now, from like, even when I was talking to my shosha, I can understand there's a whole generational type of we going through much and being able, especially as women, and I feel like already it's inbuilt. Like, I have that gene, and I'll keep talking about this thing, because the more you even look around, the more you start researching, the more you'll find that there's so many things that are genetic, some are generational. It's not just diseases. I think in school we're just taught, oh, this disease, but when it comes to even biology, we weren't taught about our psychology type situation. It was more about our body organs, our what, this sexuality, and it's not even in depth. It's just, by the way, I don't even understand, but like, I feel like if whatever I have now, or I've been researching and I still keep doing and still working on myself, if this is what I was fed from my younger years, like if it's in biology, we'll be able to understand the mind, the words, how the body functions in real, like in translation to real life, not in, now I know all the organs in my body, but sometimes I fail to see the relation between that and my, my brain, and the psychology behind it, and how these things would like alter one another. So turning pain into power, for me, I feel like it's being able to also overcome adversity, overcome fears, overcome, it's so many things. And I feel like I feel like I have an advantage being a creative one, because I'm seeing the difference between us creatives and how we are able to translate our emotion or deal sometimes with things. It's very creative, but also there's the opposite side, which is not, whereby you're finding there's so many addicts, so many people with depression, there's so much that's going on also at the same time. It's because our brain is like trying to understand what the fuck, but like how we are like tuned and how we are as creatives is quite different. So it's like we're absorbing everything is to the core. Man, I love painting, I love making music. It's like all the way down. Man, I love you, man. It's like all the way down. It's like it's feeling, it's the same way I create, because it's just an emotion. So pain into power. I've said overcoming adversity. That's for me. I feel like anytime I'm able to channel my pain and make something, and it's something, and then I look back and I'm like, what? That maybe I should be angry all the time. Oh, what? Okay, then maybe I should be sad. And for me, I feel like now with music, sometimes I listen back and I'm like, what? If I try replicate or try tap this emotion when I'm just okay, versus when I was able to record it when I was so sad, when I was crying, I re-listen to that thing and I'm like, oh my God, I even start crying again. Is it making sense? Because it's taking me to a place where it's like, if regardless whether I've been able now to overcome that and I'm working on it, or I'm still, on a journey healing, I feel like pain and heart are things we'll constantly live with forever and ever. It's a matter of how do you, it's like, what's this diseases, chronic diseases. Sure, wait, let me show you. Because I feel like all these things are related. Like when your nervous system is dysregulated, like, and you're able to start working towards getting better, you won't instantly ting, but like ting is you won't instantly get better, but you'll be able to, let's say if you have a back pain, like for me it was back pain, you'll be able to slowly adjust the liver. Then soon, the more you're doing it often and the more you're releasing, the more it's disappearing. So for me, I don't know, my back pain is gone, but I know maybe it might come back soon when I'm doing a lot of heavy lifting. But am I working towards making sure I'm not in an overstressed, overstimulated? I haven't had so much pent up shit. I had pent up shit from ever since I was a kid. So like this past 2 years put me into a box where I have to deal with all of those things: self-love, loving myself, prioritizing self, dealing with my traumas, starting on a journey to heal. You think you're saying you're on a journey and you're healing, but you could be healing and not fully tapping into the in-depth reasons or to your core to understand, why do I behave like this? Why is it like this? Why have I been taking on all of this, yet it's not right and I still keep going? Like it's things like those. You see, this my dad told me this is like it's not a key. This one is not the kienyeji terere. This is the new improved one. Let me show you the will the leaves be seen? Yeah, this is authentic terere that just grows like a weed. But this is the improved one that people are now doing. So you grow seeds and then this the type of leaf. A fuller leaf, this one. Yeah, you're seeing the difference. Indio kienyeji terere. I'm telling you, these things have been slapping. I've been on some like, hey, it's a beautiful journey. You see, if I didn't start working on myself, be intentional with wanting to know me even more on a deeper level, know what I fuck with heavy, like if it's music genres, this is this. If it's food, okay, I can try this, I can do. I've been my whole life, if you knew me from primary, I've been those guys. Those special diet guys? I was one of those. And kumbe, it's just even so many other things. Like if back then, now this is now me like saying, if back then I knew that, it would have been because I feel like nobody's listening to me. I'm just dealing with some traumas from when I was young. If now then maybe I felt like I was listened to more. I was told, stop. Like, and it's just to like all those small things. Even sometimes now when I'm meditating, I sit down and I go back to that place, and it's so funny. I used to remember details of majority of my younger years, but I couldn't remember them fully until now when I started intentionally meditating. And when I sat on the ones like when we were making tree houses, when I was making people go to the trash cans and get things, when we used to make traps, and then even the shamba boys would just fall like along the shambas, and like when we used to ride bikes and just hang onto trucks that came to deliver bread or do deliveries in the school mini kitchen, like. And then I started sitting on, when we'd play football, when we'd go swimming, like I realized I had majority of the good moments, but I was like, when I didn't have sad moments, then I started remembering, because I started remembering my teeth and the way I had like those there's black spots on this other side, and I remember being washed with like this dish wire thing, and to just try have it removed. But I'm like, guy, why did I have to go through that? I remember always arguing up and down, fighting with my bro, but like I never used to cause any issue, and then my bro would just eclair me, and then I'd be nyanduliwa. I used to be chapwad, and sometimes enyewe nimekosea, lakini saa zingine sijakosea, but because nimekuwa kwa habit ya kukosea, I'm always in the wrong. I'm doing, these experimental curious things that lead to distraction sometimes. Like, and then niko tu hapa and I don't understand. I'm like, I'm just trying, and now I'm seeing now in my experimental adulthood that it's helping me, because the curiosity of a kid, and I'm happy it didn't die, because I have it in a way that is working for me and has helped me just understand myself in very many ways even a doctor wouldn't tell me, or even like I don't know, like I do understand myself. So now it's even so easy for me to transform this pain into power. Like it can really literally just work for me and to my advantage. So I won't lie, it doesn't take ati it doesn't happen like this. Hey, lazima ukapitie na feel hey, nimekapitia but nimepitia na bado, but I feel like right now, even if I'm to pitia anything, I have enough experience, I have enough ways in which I've been able to learn myself, guard myself. So regardless, I'll be able to persevere no matter what comes. Does it make sense? Like no matter what comes, bring it, let's see. And that's, I feel like tapping into my experimental self or creative self has really helped me now, trying also applying that into other life circumstances. And it's like nanda sina stress, sina niko tu. And even the other day now I'm talking, my mom is asking me a question, Shiro ni aje, like unaweza kuwa tu uko hivyo juu what will happen next, and you're just okay and you're still moving, unaweza like how you. And I was like, me penye nimefikia, I think you go through the most, you experience, and having set out to experiment or try out concepts, and they went the way they went, and I still came out strong, and I'm still doing this thing. I mean, I grant myself some, like, I'm like, yeah, bitch, you got this. Yani, there's nothing standing in your way aside you. And at the end of the day, tuko hapa tukiambia, oh, do you know that God is in us? So let me ask you, if the God is in you, what's stopping you? Like, you're fucking unstoppable. Like, I don't know, bro. Me, this the Lulu. Again, I'll say it. This is the Lulu. When you see me doing this, it's this green doodles. And I'm feeling sick goosebumps. I'm already feeling them like, walking. So I'm trying to kill some, and I'm trying to throw some, and then they'll just be stuck and lack air in the trash bag, and then just die. What? Okay, sorry. Sorry, but you guys just have to die. I don't know what else now. Do I let you free and then you'll invade all my plants here? No. So it's man society. Somebody gotta go, not me today. But I think, as I said, this the Lulu has some fururu. If you continue and you're working towards it, again, it has to be back with you working, whether it's on self, on your environment, on others, on and just being willing to. Me, I feel like the more I sat in my younger years, and the more I've been around kids, and the more situations are reminding me how to be even freer, and being a Sagittarius, just freedom and wanting to take risks. And then now my Gemini is like, I'm so hot-headed and I want to do it. Niambia itaweza, fuck it, I'll now do it. I'll even do it even heavier. Na itaweza, which you see. So I feel even having gone through those small hints of pain, even losing, when you're mourning, when you lose someone, even if you guys weren't close, let's say your grandparents or anything, it has, you go to the bayou, you see how people cry, you see the dead person in a coffin. Like, I remember my first time seeing a dead person in a coffin was because I hadn't gone for other burials, and I didn't really want to. And the first time I saw it's just, and ever since that time, to be honest, I can tell when someone is sick and you're going there. And I can tell when, and especially if they're lying or something. It happened with me, and when I noticed with one of my aunts, and I was like, I went back and I told my friend, I was like, venye mi naona, I think there's not so much truth to what's been shared, but me venye tu naona. And this is after being able to see my guka was the first person I saw when we were in high school, when he passed on, dead, the way you now go for viewing. That was the first time. And since then, I can even tell when you're so alive but you have a dead soul. I don't know where that shit comes from, but I think it comes from experience and knowing yourself so much, so that it's like you're white fly, please don't eat my knees, don't invade my plants. Okay guys, I see you. Okay, nimejiseti. No wonder I prepare these things at home, and then I just come with them like this. Anyway, I think I've said so much. You'd think hey, Anjiro, do you know what? I've become okay. It's true, people don't talk about these things, but I'm like, the next person that I saw now was Shushu. No, Guka, and then Shushu. And I'm like, wow. And the way sometimes we are just connected, and I feel we're connected with so many things. It's either just And pain, I feel, is one of the things that connects people. Like, for you to listen to this artist who sang, and like this song is like, you don't understand what's happening. They've transformed this thing into something beautiful that you jump to or you connect to, and takes you back to a feeling that that's some powerful type shit. So I'm hoping that my creativity or my creative forms one day will get to a place where it's having the same impact, but I'm also working on it to, because I generally want there to be impact, because I've seen the beauty in which, or the how easy it has been when I release through this art form. So the only way to give back to community or to society is if now I choose to share this thing that's very personal, very vulnerable, very done behind closed doors, that I'm sharing the other people and kujianika, lakini there's someone else who's going through something similar. Your situations don't have to be exact, and as always, it's like, oh, me, we were robbed. Let's say, quote unquote, we were robbed, and then you've also been robbed before, but you're robbing. Maybe you guys were dead asleep, and this other guy has had to be like, were held at gunpoint. So it's similar, but you all will understand. Your connection would be the robbery maybe, manzi, because it set all of you like aback, like whether it's financially, because now you had to buy again a TV, you had to buy again electronics, all of you had to, but there's someone who has to deal with more. They almost died, like a gun was like here, there's something it also does to us, to your psyche, you get. And this other person who was just still dead asleep is like, afadhali bado niko uhai, and they don't have that trauma of the night. They just slept, woke up, and guy, sitting room iko empty. So I think that's the same thing with transforming pain to power, and everybody has their own ways in which they do it. For me, I'm just choosing to share mine. Pain sucks, being hurt sucks, but I think we need to keep living. Again, I said it's like a chronic disease. These are things you'll constantly, forever, like probably live with. But I'm also now realizing the more I'm trying to learn more or try out more things, it doesn't have to be a forever thing, because there's filling in with other things, but there's always, maybe if it was very painful, there's always wanting, or the need to not be there again, but you don't have control over that. So being open-minded in a way, or in the best way, like, what's the worst that can come, and then even if there's something worse that can come, for me, I'm not saying that now I'm sitting on negativity or just choosing to be waiting for now the next painful thing or the hurtful thing. Nah, but the fact that I've gone through that, then I'm open to potentially even later, because how many years do we have to keep living, and then how many experiences, and they won't happen the same way. And also the universe and God is just there to like teach us until we learn. So maybe if I've already passed my lesson and I was able to come out of it, I'm okay. But if I'm still in a loop or in a cycle where I need to learn this lesson because I haven't learned it and I'm still putting myself in the same positions, that pain will keep recurring. You're carrying until you're like, hey, bro, you want to end it and go. And I feel like these are perspectives people need to tap into, so that their bodies, our minds, our souls are able to like be more you'll never be prepared, just maybe less. It's not even less surprised. I don't even know what that word is. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I'm like, because it's so crazy, because sometimes for me, I just want to see if, like, because sometimes I just have this, I don't know that you can see, I have so much, but like I like it to be here as a guide. But I feel like it's like my guide, since I'm the one who came up with this, is already there. But today I don't want to forget affirmations. So yeah. As I was saying, for me, I feel also like wanting to be in control of every situation. And it's sort of like that perfectionism type situation where you're like, lazima iende hivi, and then isipoenda na alafu, what if you just went into this whole thing knowing inaweza enda hivi na ikose kuenda hivi, but either way you're also calming your brain and being like, either way it's okay, either way si ati nitakufa, na either way si ati I don't have breath to continue another day and try again. So I feel like for me, even now with my Delulu, the more I was trying to understand why am I keeping on trying these things over and over again, it's because the more I'm even doing it, the better I'm becoming. The different experiences I'm getting, the more I'm learning, and the more I'm becoming better at doing it, because I'm even faster now. I've already cleared that hurdle. Now I know even how to do this. I can also take on more, which is quite beautiful. But story ya kukuwa ati perfectionist, hapana, hakuna. And then for me, like, I'm very, sometimes I'm quiet, sometimes I'm very observant. So, and sometimes I imagine the craziest of things. So in my head, I'm like, and this, maybe I'm trying to translate this so that it shows you how, like, for me, I apply it, and I'm not avoiding pain. I know pain is there, but how am I just able to live through it and just continue? It's like how you're in a matatu. You already know, being in matatu, potentially if you sit at the driver's seat, like, the possible driver akupeana in case kumane, niwe tu utapeana, hawezi jipeana, not unless the danger is right, is right in front of him and he can't avoid. But it most probably itakuwa hivyo, and then if it's your time, it's your time. But sometimes I feel like people haven't envisioned that I could be in a matatu and something happens, or I could just be standing or sitting somewhere. Like, have you ever had those people who are just by the stage, gari tulikuja kapita nao na kuna mtu amekosea, sasa alikuwa ndani ya gari, like, some weird shit happens. So imagine yourself in similar situations. Me, sometimes I've had those weirdest things, and I imagine myself, and I'm like, is it a world presenting like a potential? What would you do? Let's say if you had a chance, if you're so keen and you were present within the moment. I'm not saying those people weren't, but sometimes I'm like, what if there was an advantage if you're present? Because sometimes someone could be on the phone, they don't even notice the environment, the surrounding, and that happens. It's like life squeezes saa zingine hupita tu, kuna watu like pay attention to the environment and whatever. So, like, I'm assuming you was in that position. Say I was on the stage and I was in the present moment. So what was I looking? I'm waiting for a matatu to come, and I'm checking all sides to see if there's a matatu coming. So if I did that, I'd see there's a car coming, and because sometimes when people shout, then I'd be ooh, initoroke the end, and then ipite kipitanga mi si bado niko. But it's like, again, these higher powers, these like superior beings. If it's your time, ilikuwa iko hivi, hata kama ungekuwa rada aje, unaweza kimbia hivi uhepe hiyo, and then ingine ikupa, like, it's just life. And then I think being very easygoing, and I don't know. So let me just even easily jump into the affirmations. It's crazy. Every time I was just affirming myself this, I was just going through this, and it's like a step-to-step guide of how I can be better, or how I can recover, or how my healing journey can be. I can enhance my healing journey, because I was trying out all these things. For me, I really have to try out as many things as I can, because I'm very experimental, and it's so hard for me to settle on this. This is the thing I've chosen. If I haven't tried this, so I have to try all of them. What does that mean? I need time to do all of those things. And then when I'm able to do all of those things, but through doing them, it's like, and yeah, I like this beat of this, or I like this, I like this. So that's how I be sometimes, and that's why. Then that's what led to this. Because now again, I was like, already, even if I've passed through different experimental things, and tried them out, I know, like, the beauty of being repetitive or redoing it again, but I won't do it the same way. See, right now, I'm not doing it the same way. I'm not just doing it by myself. I'm talking and sharing on the camera, and even as I edit, it's like I'm now listening back, and I'm seeing the growth, or I'm seeing what's up, or I'm still hearing, like, maybe sometimes if my video is so long, because after my mind, I feel like now maybe I'm pinpointing here where I'm still holding on to something. I need to work on ABC, and it's still a beautiful way to, like, work on self. So I think that has been turning pain into power. I am Anjiro, and before, like, I just close, I'd love to share today's affirmations for strength. And I think the more I do these cool things, like, not for strength, I was just strengthening myself and giving myself that energy, So I'm like, my emotions fuel my growth and creativity, because I was like, if I didn't have all these emotions, if I didn't act a certain type of way, if I wasn't able to deal with things or not speak about things, I wouldn't be as creative as I am, to be honest. Wallahi. It's because it's either release, it's either curiosity, it's either wanting to be very experimental, but at the end of the day, it's come from nobody was paying attention to me, nobody was listening to me, so now I can maneuver and do whatever I want to do. or people who are listening to me telling me this and saying this is not possible, but I really think this is possible, even if it's crazy and nobody else is doing it. Like, like, so it's been me and me in this journey. So my emotions fuel my growth and my creativity. And I'm happy that in this moment, as I'm still working on myself, I'm able to appreciate and be like, wow. And yeah, then all that was worth me being within this moment. And then I can't wait for a few months, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Like, bro, then what does the world have to offer for Wanjiru? Like for Wanjiru, like I don't know. I'm strong even in moments of pain. I think I went through the biggest pain, whether it's mourning, whether it's like it's a lot of mourning per se, I'd say, and a lot of it has happened in this past 2 years. I'd had to deal with so much by myself, and then also be around the people who I thought would be who understand or even have seen this whole thing happen to me, only for it to happen again, and with them them being the villain in the picture. And I'm like, what just happened? And then now me being constant, being here and seeing this was what I set out to do. This is what I cried for. I got it, but it didn't come as I needed. So I didn't know that I'd have to do this. Like, I'm trying to understand, overwork, be the one doing all this, and then now it shifts to something else. Similar. You think everything is okay, everything will be seamless because you have similar, but then it has its other lessons. It has things it's showing you. You need to deal with this, and you need to deal with the trauma. You need to heal, and you need to love yourself more. I think that was my biggest message that came across, and I was like, wow, okay. I had to go through a lot of pain in different areas, but all of this in pursuit of my creativity and my art forms. And I'm like, what? I'm happy I put up that light because the sun has gone down. Editing. I'm strong even in moments of pain. Like, at the end of the day, these things, who sang this? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Da-da-dee-da-da-da. And a little taller. Doesn't down. It's so funny that the songs we used to sing when we were kids, like also this other one step at a time. Like, I sang that song, but then as a kid you don't have full meaning of that, and even the experience I live. And now when I listen or hear this song again, or like I try, sometimes I find myself singing it, and I'm like, it's such simple words, but heavy meaning. You understand it like later. So I'm also trying to practice that when in my songwriting, whereby it would be something that's very simple, something that you'd normally speak and say, like, Rena, what does it give you make you stronger? Makes you stronger. Then you hear it. What made was it Demi Lovato? What made the Demi Lovato version like hit me to the core? Because it's even how they sang it. And I know they sang it like that because they went through shit. So it comes with some soul in it. So sorry, now I'm being geeky right now. I don't need to say sorry, but like, I'm saying sorry to rearing off, but I should not be saying sorry. Every experience, good or bad, shapes my beautiful story. Facts. Every experience, good or bad, shapes my beautiful story. And I'm telling you, I'm looking back and I'm like, hey, bro, he moving and like but what is happening? You're becoming a very all-rounded, a very better version of yourself, a more self of yourself that you envisioned, and you had to go through all of this. So I'm like, imagine you're paying to power. That's what I'm telling you. Let it come, because if anything, I'm coming out and I'm becoming better, and I'm becoming the best version, and Nabado. So I'm like, what's to come? I'm here like a kid. I'm like loading. So anyway, that's been today's episode. Finally, we've now caught up, and then tomorrow will be, let's see. I think I'll post this tomorrow so that today I post Tuesdays, and then Tuesday. Now I still have to shoot and upload. So I think it'll be like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday postings. Then a bit of quiet until we meet again on Sunday. But of course, now I'll have music things and whatever. Hey, we are multi. We do and live and breathe this thing. Ting. Stop. Hey, I am. Hey, you can't be serious. No, what? You can't be serious. Thank God I have you.